Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ailey. If you're new to today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about swimwear and bikinis. This is completely different for me. It's not something that I've ever really talked about on my channel because, I don't know, I guess I always just thought, well, I kind of have to show what they look like on, but I figured that what we would do is we would double it up because I've started to share a little bit more about my lipoedema diagnosis and all about what that's about. I figured that it's one thing that I've been really insecure about is wearing swimwear and stuff like that because your legs are like completely on show. There's nothing covering them up or anything like that. So I figured I would share with you kind of my thought process and when I buy things, which doesn't really amount to very much if I'm perfectly honest. But then when I buy them and I try them on and stuff like that, which ones I actually end up wearing and why. And just my opinion on it. So if you want to see the ones that I kind of wear and I think that not compliment but don't draw attention to it so much, then stick around. So this little Calvin Klein number here, I like sports bra style tops for some reason, don't know why, just prefer them. I feel a little bit more supported in them, I suppose. But the bottoms on these are just really plain. So the bottoms on these are like a full coverage bottom, but they are still a little bit sort of like high up. You can pull them up sort of thing. So general kind of bikini bottom on them. I think that they are quite flattering. They're not too cheeky, I suppose that you would say. So I do actually like this one and I do wear it. Next, which is completely different but still Calvin Klein, is this little number here. So if you can see, look how long it is. It's really high-waisted, but it's not like full coverage high-waisted. So obviously the cutouts on the sides come right up to the waistband. This is actually really flattering. But obviously, yes, it's a lot less coverage on the cheeks as a whole, but because of that optical illusion, they are a hell of a lot more flattering than I thought that they would be. But it's not something I would go wandering around the beach on. Pool days, yes, sort of like sitting around, floating around, stuff like that, but not really wandering about beaches or anything like that. The top that it comes with is sort of bandeau, but it's got this sort of, it wasn't actually attached on the back, it was just kind of hanging loose. But I mean, I don't really get an effect on my top half anyway. I just find that this is actually quite a comfy top to wear, and obviously it goes with bottom. So next we're gonna go in with this ones here. Again, you can see that they're sort of really plungy, but look how much more coverage is on the back. So this is one of my favourite ones to wear, I think, and I just find it really comfortable. I find that if you pull up the sides, then you're still getting a reasonably flattering effect. I mean, obviously, if you're self-conscious about it, nothing's going to completely take that away. And then obviously the top, again, sports bra style, but it's just obviously normal, kind of over the shoulder straps. And I just find them the most comfortable, to be honest. But these bottoms I do really like. I find them really comfortable. I don't find them too kind of revealing or anything like that. And I mean, it's all revealing at the end of the day. That kind of style might be my favourite. So like more coverage, but kind of like comes up higher on the sides sort of thing. Next are two that I'm a little bit more meh about. So the first one is this one, and I really like the pattern of this one. I like the way it's constructed and all that, but there isn't a massive amount of coverage on the back. But I do think the sides being the sort of string, but not with ties, makes them quite flattering because it's not too big, but it's not, you know, it kind of gives you that kind of shape. You can pull it up and it gives you more of the plunge effect, which basically makes you look slimmer. It makes your legs look slimmer, makes your hips and thighs and stuff like that look slimmer. The top I'm not 100% as keen on, but I do like it in the fact that it's one of these ones that you actually put on like that and then tie at the back rather than it tying around the back of your neck. Sometimes that kind of annoys me. Really like nice pattern. It is really comfy, but definitely one that's like in private at the pool. The next one is one that I very, very rarely wear. I might wear it if I'm like at a private pool or whatever. But it is your normal triangle tie on the neck on the neck and the back, and then the actual tie bottoms as well. I just think that the way it sort of sits like that. It's very, very little coverage. The back has got alright coverage, I would say, but still, I don't know, it just feels like you're wearing a loincloth. Like I say, I do keep it, but I don't tend to wear it as much. The last one, which would 100% be my absolute favourite, is the French Connection one. So these actually, I think, were two separate. It wasn't bought as a two-piece. This is the top. I just find it's the most comfiest thing ever. The material in it is like stretchy, but kind of quilted. I don't know, it's weird. But I mean, obviously it's not 100% about that. It just goes really well with these bottoms. And these bottoms I didn't think that I would like at all. So this is them here. They've got sort of like a stitching, almost like doily on them. They aren't the most coverage because you can see they sort of like, instead of coming out, they kind of go in like that, but they're really, really comfy. They can be sort of like pulled up to create that sort of plunge effect, and they are comfortable. They feel secure. They don't like dig in or anything like that, but it feels like there's a lot of material there, so they're not going to go completely see-through when you get them wet or anything like that. But that would be my go-to absolute favourite set, and I wore it on holiday when I was there last. It's kind of difficult, but once I got an idea of what I liked, you could see that I actually have more of that kind of style. Obviously, it's always going to be a bit of an issue kind of wandering around if you're not comfortable with your thighs and stuff like that, but generally what I tend to do is throw on a pair of shorts, which if you want to see my video on my recommended shorts, not recommended shorts, but my favourite shorts for covering up my legs, because when I'm walking around, obviously I need a little bit of support, then check it out, it'll be up here for you. But you can put on sort of anything, a longer style cover up, or one of those little kind of skirty things, anything like that. Obviously it just depends on what your style is and what your preference is, but honestly the only time I really wear them is when I'm at a pool on holiday, and I'm generally not around people because we get like a private pool and stuff like that. So obviously you can wear whatever you want, and the more confidence you have, the better. Like the more confidence you have in yourself, because 9 times out of 10 people aren't going to be looking at you. They aren't going to be like, oh my god, look at her fat legs. Like, it's just us that think that way. So I think that obviously wear something that makes you feel comfortable and you'll feel comfortable. Does that make any sense? But yeah, obviously if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I hope that maybe some of these styles have made you realise that maybe you're just buying the wrong style if you can't find anything that you like, and you can maybe try some of them out. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So obviously if you enjoyed, I'd love if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.